maybe hit this until, like, reload this until, yeah. Woohoo, now we
Cool, great. Awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, sorry. So, back now. It's actually working. For some reason, it didn't go through. Let me switch over here. Great. All right. So, hey guys. I'm Nikki. I'm the user experience designer on the team. If you haven't got a chance to see me on one of the previous streams before, I streamed Stephanie not too long ago, but I joined last year, October. So I've been working on user experience design, primarily like user flows, menus, like readability, all that stuff. So the thing I was going to show you guys today, and what we're going to talk about a little bit, is the trait system. So if you haven't had a chance to turn into previous streams, we are currently in the process of working on traits, which is going to go out in Alpha 21-ish, maybe. So traits is going to be kind of giving Hearthlings a little bit more personality, a little bit more flavor, and I'm going to show you some of the UI that I'm working on for implementing traits into the game, as well as some long-awaited changes to the UI I know a lot of you have been asking for. We'll see some of those later, but I'll get into it. Let's see. I think, are people still having trouble with the stream? Nope, looks like it's working. Cool. So the screen we're looking at right now is the character sheet, or character screen, or character more info if you go from the citizens page. The screen is going to be added. We're going to be changing a bunch of things to it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, ish. Let me know. Let me know if the stream is still having issues for you guys in a little bit. Otherwise, I'll just keep going. Cool. Cool. So the character info page is one of the ones that usually has a ton of detail. So the major thing that I'm working on to kind of streamline it down is putting some more relevant information on here, but keeping it kind of simple. So here's where you'll start seeing traits. Traits will be added in. Allie's working on some really awesome icons that are going to be added in. They're super cute. I hope she gets to show them at some point, or she might have showed them already on an earlier stream. But so what we're doing here is kind of converting a lot of the old stuff. So HP being represented with a bar, which doesn't really make sense because we don't really show HP as a bar anywhere else. And it also had numbers, which doesn't correspond to the heart that you see above their heads when they're getting damaged. So we're converting that 1-to-1. So when you open up their character sheet, you'll be able to see what their heart HP is exactly as it is, and you see it in game. You'll also so loud out there. And then you'll also be able to see underneath the heart that shows HP, you'll be able to see if they're normal, injured, incapacitated, if they're recovering. So recently we were talking about, and I'm not sure if they've implemented it yet. I think they might have. There is a Hearthling recovery system now, where if a Hearthling dies, you can go and rescue them. You'll be able to see that state now on the screen as well to see, kind of check in on how they're doing. Then there's going to be the XP bar showing here. Instead of showing the number specifically, it's going to show your progress towards the next level, just kind of streamlining it down. And then traits and buffs. And then down here on the attributes tab, where you'd normally see all of these listed out, we'll be kind of minimizing it down and streamlining this, and then putting in the traits with their full description. So you can kind of see the full description without having to do the hover tooltip. That's a really good question, Gray Matter. That is a pretty good suggestion. I'm going to write it down and ask the guys if that's something that will be possible, because I think that's probably a really good suggestion to have in there. So, cool. Great idea. Cool. So that's pretty much it for this screen. I guess the other major change that I made is that the equipment and the backpack are getting merged together. So when you go to the equipment screen, I think I actually might have it here. You will see the backpack slots along with the gear, and we have plans to do more. We have plans to do more with this screen later, including maybe adding on what's being carried, or a couple of other things. I think that they're working on, you know, if your Hearthling becomes incapacitated, they might drop their gear. So there's a couple of other things that will be added in, but nothing major aside from that now. So let's see, right. So the reason there's 4 traits here, or 3 traits here and 4 traits at the top, is I was showing 4 traits listed here. If you have 4 traits in this list, you'll be able to scroll down, basically. You'll be able to scroll down to them. And there may be plans at some point to have more than 4 traits, but right now it's between 1 and 4. So depending on, like, RNG, I guess. Cool. So let's take a look at a page I think a lot of people will be excited about. Cool. So this is an example of our new citizens screen. So one of the first things that I ran into when I joined was a thread. I'm sorry, I forget who made the thread on the Discord server, or Discourse. And they had mentioned that they often go into this page and they're frustrated with the fact that they can't see the Hearthling's stats. And so it was something that kind of always stuck with me. I was like, that's true, because whenever I play the game, I go in here and I want to see the stats. And so I was like, this is a great time. You know, we are going in here and revamping a bunch of things anyway. So I added in the stats. So now you can go here, you can sort. If you click on any of these buttons, it will sort by the top stat. Like if you click it once, it sorts by the top, the one with the highest number. If you push it again, it sorts by lowest. And then you set it again and it'll reset it, basically. So you can come in here and like, okay, man, I need to make a soldier right now because I haven't made a soldier yet. And I'm about to get wrecked by these goblins. So you're like fast trying to find someone to equip your sword. So yeah, you can come in here and find someone, sort by strength and spirit. Get them set up. And then also you can sort by class. Will the pictures show their equipment? Right here, we are thinking about putting a 3D model here, so it might actually show what they're wearing. It won't be a static image. I think that's what Mally really wants. Is Mally and Linda both kind of want the 3D image of the Hearthling here instead of like the actual active image, maybe with an idle pose here, so you can see what they're actually wearing. We won't show like the in-depth equipment as far as like what they actually have on them at the time, but it should be pretty cool. Give you a better idea of like who you're looking at and give you a good feeling of who they are, because you might have a couple of Hearthlings that look similar. But yeah, so you can also sort by class. So if you're looking for how many farmers do I have, or you know, how many workers that I have that are idle and they need something to do, or I want to turn them into another class, then you can sort by class. You can also sort by name alphabetically, and you can sort by morale, happiness. You can say like, hey, who are my saddest people? It'll just like clicking it will show, you know, the most sad or the most happy, and then reset to normal. And then kind of the rest of this is very similar. We took out the stats on the individual Hearthlings when you click on them, so that, you know, because it's already over here, you don't need it twice. Cool. So that's most of the major changes on this screen. I think that I don't think there's anything else. I think at some point, like Richard and I want to address the like activity and these classifications, because some of them aren't super useful right now. But yeah, let's see. Is there any sort of update that when you complete a building and want to put more stuff in there, the same building, that it does not reopen the building editor and be able to move it later? Huh. That's a good question. Right. So it's like you want to put stuff in and it goes in there, but it doesn't actually do for the building. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That's a bug that really, really bothers me. I was playing a game yesterday and had put something in there, and it got added to the building, and I was really confused, and it didn't finish building the building. I think that's what you're saying. If not, like clarify. But yes, that's something we should fix. I think it's a bug, but I'm not sure. I'd have to check. Cool. So citizen screen. All right, let's move to change job screen. Cool. So So a couple of things are changing on change job. A couple of just quality of life changes, I think, for the most part. Basically, when you are looking at a class, you'll be able to see what their skills are. And I think this will become more relevant as Richard fixes some of the systems. But for me, it's nice. It's nice to be able to see what you're getting out of the class or getting ideas. Like, because when you're a new player and you're looking at this menu, there's a lot. It can be really overwhelming, and you are clicking through things and trying to decide who you need to make for the beginning of your town. And I think that having the skills there will help us understand what classes to make. And then also just getting a visualization of what you need and the requirements. So it should be like a little voxel model or something similar here, so you can see what it is that's actually required. It's helpful. I was like, okay, I can look in my game and see if I have this item. Yeah, I'm keeping the stamp. Let's see. I think I have it in here. Oh yeah, we're also changing it so if the person is already a job that you have selected, then it says already on the job. You don't have to kind of guess. And then for the stamp, as you guys are saying, we're keeping the stamp, of course. That's also my favorite sound. I love that stamp sound. When I first played the game, it was probably the thing that, like, I don't know, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. That's really amazing. It was so cute. So yes, we're keeping the stamp and we're keeping the stamp sound, so no worries there. Yeah, so you'll see this. You'll notice that I did remove one tree in here, and that's just basically until we actually get the classes. I know, spoilers maybe, Richard was talking about it's any number between like 4 and 10 or 4 and 12 new classes. So we'll see. When that happens and when we take a look at the class system, we'll be able to kind of revamp this entire screen and really make it shine, which is kind of what I want to do eventually. But for now, these things will help. The other thing that I've added in here is that you'll be able to see if you have a Hearthling that has been multiple classes, multiple different kinds of levels, they will have the level next to their class, so you'll get a better understanding of you'll get a better understanding of like what classes they have been in the history of their kind of work. I mean, personally, I always wish that you could class skill level up people and they would keep their class skills. So if I had a trapper that had like super move speed and like train that trapper up, then to like keep their skills and then maybe level them up as a soldier so they move faster when they're fighting, or they're a knight that moves super really fast. I know that's probably like breaking the game, but I've always wanted that. Is there a different layout for Rise Children? The different layout for Rise Children will be this is actually the Rise Children layout, where you have the Potter first and then you have Carpenter. If it's the other one, it's basically swapped. And oh no, yeah, I guess it isn't. Huh? I'll have to look at that. I was gonna say because it's usually swapped. Oh no, yeah, it is right. Yeah, so it would be swapped. It'd be like Mason and then Potter versus Potter, or yeah, instead of Potter versus Mason. Yeah. That's true. Everyone would be Trapper first for the speed bonus. I mean, see, I was thinking about it. I know, like, super fast Trappers. And the extra backpack slot, obviously. Cool. So, any other questions, comments, concerns, thoughts about the job change screen? I already do this. Promote. Get the stamp back on there. Yeah. Oh, nowhere to get clay. So you can get clay if you dig underneath the first layer of like grass. That was something that took me a long time to figure out. Let's see. Any update to the inventory layout? Yes. So I have a design on my computer that has a new like complete design for inventory. It's something that bothered me. I think inventory as it is now is like suboptimal because I want to be able to sort. I want to be able to search. I want to be able to, you know, easily see what I'm looking for. So that's a design that I have in my on my computer, basically hard drive. We just haven't gotten to it to make it fit into one of our sprints, basically. So yeah, it's there. It's gonna happen. Don't worry, I got you. It's gonna be a thing. Yeah, I would totally abuse the jobs if you kept more than HP. Yeah, so would I. Min-maxing to the max. Cool. Oh, here, let me expand this out so I can see more. Cool. Everyone's a cleric and heal everyone. Yeah, same. Cool. So let's take a look at, I guess, the uniframe. The uniframe didn't really change much. I basically did a quality of life thing where I moved the name and the like subtitle plus the icon all into the box. The only reason I'm doing this is because eventually I'm going to make some major changes to the uniframe, and I'm just kind of like prepping the space for it. I think that this frame right now is getting really tight with all the stuff we're putting on it, so I think eventually it'll be a more important thing, if not like one of the center things that we do on the redesign. But for now, it's just a like nice little quirk change. Is there any way to see pets in the Hearthling list, or is its own separate list? There isn't a way to see pets, I don't think so. I'll note that down and see if there's something that we can check out. Because I actually don't know if there's a place that you can see them anywhere right now. Unless I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, stream. Let me know. You love the new... Yeah, the new emotions, the like Hearthling happiness, Hearthling morale. Yeah, it's all Allie's doing. She did such a great job. I've been watching her work on the trait icons, which are freaking adorable. She's so good. So yeah, I love watching her make art. It's pretty awesome. Cool. Let's see. All right. What did we look at? We looked at all these. Oh, I guess I can talk a little bit about the new... This one's still in progress. We are revamping... the way that we're handling the... Basically, Embarkation, I guess you would call it. There's a couple of changes that we're making. I don't have a screenshot of it here, but the first page when you kind of land on the story, we're adding a warning for all of you new players or anybody who is like coming into the game, maybe haven't played it in a while, that warns you if you're going to take Rise Children into the like ascendancy biome and vice versa, that lets you know that you're kind of at a strategic disadvantage because of the carpenter tool and the like potting availability for each biome. So we're just warning players now until we can fix it. Richard has a plan to fix it, so we're gonna figure out how to do that. But for now, we can at least warn people that that's like suboptimal experience. The other thing is trying to move that little difficulty box off of the text. You can actually read the text that's underneath it. The other thing that we're adding that's not on the screen is we're adding exit to main menu buttons throughout the entire new game flow, as well as a back button so you can go back to the previous screen. I know when I'm running through a flow and I'm like, dang, maybe I would rather play Rise Children in this, or I have gone to the map selection and I was like, oh, that one person totally could have got at someone else for them, or maybe I feel like playing a little bit different style. I'm allowing it now so you can just jump back. So should be good. Cool. So the expedition roster screen, so it's basically like your starting crew. This is whip, so like not final whatsoever. This is the thing I've been working on most of today, just to kind of get into a good place. The traits are on the screen. Another thing that's starting to come in here that I hope everyone can get super, super excited about is that we're adding in Hearthling customization. So you will be able to change male, female. You'll be able to change the hair, facial hair, so hairstyle, hair color, facial hair, facial color, facial hair color, and then skin tone as well as, like I said, sex. Then you can also you'll be able to randomize and do more of that stuff. You'll be able to change their name. You'll be able to save any of those options, but roll other ones, for example. So, like, if I found this really awesome hairstyle, but maybe I really don't care what the rest of it is like, then if I hit the roll, it'll randomize everything but that. Or, hey, I love this name, so I can save specifically this name, but maybe none of the other customization features. Excuse me. So that's the kind of the stuff that's coming in. Some of the other things are like being able to see traits at this level. You can re-roll individual hearthlings, so it's not in here yet, but this item right here is actually re-rolling an individual hearthling versus re-rolling like the entire group, which is kind of what I'm showing here. You'll be able to lock in specific features, but not necessarily like lock in specific stats or traits. So stats and traits will be locked to one another. When you roll it, you kind of just have to deal with what you got. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming in here. I know I'll be excited to get like all the crew with like beards, or like maybe we got different kinds of color hair, or maybe we're all like gingered up in here and we're having a good time, kind of like this screenshot right now. I know I'm pretty excited about it just because it allows me to maybe, you know, as Stephanie often likes to reference, like we can make a Game of Thrones setup here for our town, and, like customize and make all the characters and make them get along better than they do in the show. But cool. Let me see. Let me answer some of these questions. It would be cool if the cook made pet food. I am a huge food fan of all kinds, especially in-game food. You can ask any of the team how often I talk about food. It's a lot. And any extra food we could add into the game would be awesome. I, over the holiday, made a berry pie item for the game because I was so excited. We haven't added it in yet, but it's there. It's like all voxeled and created. I love food so much. So much food. Whoever made the cafe mod, I forget right now, but I love looking at it. It's so great. Let's see. Any way to implement a notification of jobs needed? I don't know. I think I would want to dig deeper into that question and figure out what the kind of like problem you're asking is. Is like, is the problem that you don't know what jobs you need, or is it a like I have like someone has, I don't know, passed away and I no longer have this job? Like, help me understand what the problem that you're trying to solve is there, and I'll answer that one. Alpha 22 multiplayer test. So still nothing on multiplayer. I know Richard is actually actively working on figuring out some stuff for multiplayer, so TBD on like what's happening with that, but probably not as soon as Alpha 22 for sure. Let's see. Is there any way to move to a different location on the same generated map at the start of the game? Oh, so are you talking about outside of the box that's generated, even though you're on that huge larger map, or do you mean anywhere within the piece that you got? Because if you got the piece that you got, you can just move it around, but I don't think that's what you mean. Multiplayer stuff. Let's see. There is some customization. I'm glad you guys are excited about customization. The building UI. So the building UI is definitely up soon. Like, it's one of the things I know a lot of people are having issues with. It tends to be one of the buggier pieces of the game. The logic doesn't make sense from a player standpoint. It can be tricky. I totally understand. It's definitely something that we're going to be taking a look at. Maybe not next alpha. Maybe, I don't know. We haven't kind of decided what's coming after traits yet. So, but the next sprint will be work for whatever is coming next. So we'll see what happens. You've got 7s for the body set. Is that changing too? So interestingly enough, and it might be going away when we introduce traits, but I encourage everyone to play with it on. There's a setting in game settings that allows you to have your stats 100% randomized. it doesn't let you have a 7, but it does let you have like a super wide range of, you can get like a 1-2-1, or you can get a 6-6-6, which I've gotten before, which is fantastic. I like the more RNG nature of it. I like having a town that feels a little bit more realistic in the fact that not everyone's kind of, I don't know, like evened out. It's not all like 2-4-3s, or I like having people who are like really awesome, not so awesome, middle of the road. It makes kind of strategic choices better. So I encourage you all to play with it. I like sitting in Embarkation and like rolling and seeing what I'm getting all the time. It's pretty fun. Does each Hearthling get 4, or will some get 2, 3, and 4? So for traits, not every Hearthling will get 4. It will be some mix. It could be 1, it could be like 2-2, it could be, or, like 2 of them, or it could be like maybe a 1 and a 3, or I don't know. It's going to be a mix, and it's going to be like certain traits just randomized with each other. But yeah, Hearthlings don't always get 4. It'd be cool if we had a group tool for slabs for the X-ray. I agree. There's a lot that needs to happen on the builder. Tons of stuff that needs to happen on the builder. Yeah, multiplayer is last. I hope it's not last, but yes, it's much later. Yeah, outside the box and more places on the map. I think it's about generating that map. Right now, it's not actually being generated past that, so you're not going to be able to move it outside of that area. So I guess for now, kind of pick strategically where you want to go. Usually what I do is if I pick an area and I actually get into the game and it's not great, I remember the map seed, or I pull up the map seed from the panel, and then I just go back in using the same one. I know it's kind of like a crappy experience right now, but hopefully it's something that we'll address later on. How is my transition into Team Radiant? What are the favorite things about the team so far, and what am I excited about? First of all, the team is really fantastic. Everyone's really cool. I don't know. Everyone works together really well and has a sense of camaraderie, and they're all open and willing to listen to feedback. They really care about you guys and the rest of the players that play the game, like so much so that it's rare. It's like the first thing that comes to their minds all the time. Like, hey, often in our stand-ups when we're talking, it's like, hey, we ran into this thing that players are talking about on the forums. Like, we're feeling really painful about it, and it's about like the devs trying to figure out how to solve it for players. And I think that that's something that's like, it's common at Riot, but it's super, super distilled in this small team into like this, form that just becomes apparent all the time. As for me, it's like, I love working up here. I love, both the teams are fantastic. The just like humor in this place is really great, and it's always like swapping crazy random photos. Like it's just great. It's pretty fun. Is there any news on fishing? I hope so. I hope there's news on fishing. I love anything that's to do with food, as I mentioned earlier. That's super exciting for me. I know that there's water stuff. They've been working on water features for a while. That's kind of been on the back burner since we've been working on traits and some of these like major UI fixes that are going to help with the player experience overall. But it's something that's still pretty high on the backlog, is the water thing. Now, as far as fishing goes, that's going to be a separate system. But I do know that it's been mentioned in kind of our economy talks and talking about the game. So I think that it will be a part of it eventually. Maybe don't quote me on it, but it's come up in conversation before. So on job notifications, I built a house with a flag, but my guys didn't finish the house because I didn't have a weaver. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Yes, we should have notifications for those kinds of things. I will write it down just so I remember. Notification system definitely needs an overhaul as it is. It's not super apparent that you're supposed to click on, notifications when they come up, and there's kind of this weird, do they stay there, do they not, that kind of thing. So yeah, we need to work on notifications as a whole, but that's a really good point. Being able to know if you're missing something is super important so you don't waste time. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, undo in a lot of situations would be really nice. I think that that's a ticket that I've had thrown at me a couple of times that hasn't made it into what we're actually working on was like, fix the undo button, please fix it. But we need more undos and like more places too, where it's like not just undo the last thing you did, or maybe it's like undo specific parts of a building, things like that. It's just, it needs more help. Let's see. Poro as pets as a nod to Riot. Yeah, I mean, I love Poros, but I also like Poro. I'm like Poro overwhelmed, so I'm kind of glad we have like Poyos up here. I think Poyos are kind of like the cute pet thing that we talk about a lot on the Stonehearth team, and I really like having something specific specific to the game and to the team. I like that Allie like puts it into the splashes like whenever she gets a chance. I think it's a cool homage. So I really want like a voxel, like real block by block Poyo to put on my desk. That'd be super sick. So I probably will figure that out at some point. No fishing. All games need fishing. All games do need fishing. Fishing is awesome. If only you could like sit by the fire and like, can you imagine the little hearthlings sitting back with their stick and like the fish and they're like roasting it and they're all happy? Yeah, that's worth it just for that. I think the maps need to be fully fleshed out before anything else, just my opinion, then focus on hearts, jobs, campaigns, etc. Yeah, I think that's part of kind of what Allie's been taking a look at with the full taking a deeper pass on what the visual style of the world is. And I think that's part of defining what that style is, because as we expand out the map, it will really help give it character and kind of dictate how that looks. So yeah, I think that's a great point, and it's definitely something that's being worked on right now. Let's see. I'm pretty sure you guys already know this, but the level up trait tooltips for certain classes are pretty broken. For example, Mason level 3 says he can make fancy wood. I'm guessing fancy wolf? Fancy wolf? Wood? Wood. Okay. Yes. We need to just like, if it's not in the game, not have it in there tantalizing or not being accurate. I would rather just remove the thing so it's less confusing, or implement it. So, no, screw the fishing. Okay. The building UI. Need the paint tool. Also, when you click the roof, same as walls, have checkboxes say check on and off as single voxel block or keep the mass over. Will not give this up, burn into your brain. Okay. Don't worry. The building UI, as someone who grew up on The Sims as kind of my like world builder, town builder kind of experience, that was the expectation I came to when I first started playing Stonehearth. So at least the building UI was similar to what I've experienced with The Sims, but I think that I was disappointed in a lot of ways when it came to customization, especially being able to like build and place full rooms, to being able to like paint or wallpaper entire insides and outsides of buildings, to customize roofs in ways that were more in depth, to like lay foundations and floors that aren't attached to walls, and or rooms that don't need floors and things like that. So I think that there's a lot to be done with the building UI and the building editor, and I think that will come. So yeah. More fish talk. Cool. So now that I've been on the screen for a while and the customization's coming and you guys know that, yes, roofs where you can pick more colors for sure. I will show you a brand new screen. I haven't even started working on it yet as far as like the visual design goes, but it is, as you noticed in the last screen, there's no store. So there was no store, no gold that you can use. So what we're doing is we're changing to what we're calling starting resources, or what internally we're calling loadout packages. These loadout packages will give you things that are more balanced for a game, and depending on like how you feel or how are you feeling lucky, I guess, you can select these different ones. There's going to be more, and we're going to be adding more as the game progresses to kind of give more meaningful choices when you first start out the game. Excuse me. I did an example one here that Richard has actually already written out. You'll be able to see what all the items are on the individual packages, and then when you click on them, you'll be able to see more details into what it is that you're getting, with hopefully some images that help understand what it is going to mean. So for this one, food for days, it's the large amount of food crammed into the back of the caravan to keep the Hearthlings going for a handful of days while they get their settlement up and running. Kind of a good option for new players. It gives you all the food you might need for a few days so you're not going hungry. And then just like the basic starter things that you'd need for that specific class. So farmer, like let's say since it's food, or for your one starting crafter, it'd probably be either potter or carpenter, depending on your original choice of rise children or the ascendancy. So this is pretty straightforward, I think, as a screen. The good thing is I think we're setting it up so our modders can make interesting and creative new starting packages, which would be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to whatever you guys come up with. It's probably going to be interesting, but yeah, so that's the screen. I think that's all of the changes that are coming in traits. Let's see. Yeah. So as I mentioned earlier, you can on all the starting screens now, all the new game flow, you will be able to go back a screen, or you'll be able to exit to main menu. So you no longer have to be stuck on a screen or like exit out of the game altogether in order to see it. You'll be able to go back at any point or exit to main menu at any point. Cool. Reason for checkboxes is to keep it from cluttering the UI. Bearable to build a single block roofs and walls. The visuals are clicked. Yeah, definitely agree with that. Another starting package should be renting a footman or merch. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Also, to cap the idea, should have an offer for a merc to help your city to a certain amount of days for a certain amount of gold. Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. I think that's a pretty cool idea. I'll write that one down too. I think Richard will probably enjoy that one. I know he's trying to set up a few more. Let's see. Cool. Thanks. Yeah, so that's all for traits. Let's see. Oh, great. Now I have to figure out how to start it on this. I think I should be able to see this. Yeah. Oh no. Yes. Woohoo! Cool. So I'm just gonna see a crazy thing. Oh, this is an actual game. This is some test. This is some test thing where people are going crazy. This must be the auto test. Look at these people. There's so many items. These clothes are great. What are they wearing? Okay. Anyways, that's not the one I was looking for, but it's pretty cute to see what they're doing. Let's see. I think this is the one. No, I think this isn't the one either. Nope. Okay, well, I don't know how to run the game on here, else I'd play. So we have something to talk about, but cool. So I guess we have a lull in time, so I guess I'll just answer questions. I don't have any of the other screens on here that I've been working on, so I can't share that at this moment, but we can definitely answer questions and talk about anything that's coming up with the traits design, or any of you guys' outstanding questions for other features that you might have, or stories that you guys might be thinking about, or any new things that you found recently in the game. Oh, I was trying to launch the game and I kept running into their tests instead of the game. So I don't actually know how to launch the game in here. I've never done it. still new to the whole streaming thing. Probably should have set it up beforehand, but that's okay. Cool. Let's go back to here. Maybe I'll actually just do a little bit of work on this one instead. Just open up Steam. I know I've never played Stonehearth through Steam on this computer. Yeah. Let's see. 1 second, and I'll do this. Just give me a second to log in, and I will do it. Oh, I don't have it on this account. Okay, I don't have it on the account that's up here, so I won't be able to launch it, but that's okay. I know, bad on me. I don't have it on. I have multiple Steam accounts, and I don't have the password for my other one on this computer, so that's okay. Will the UI ever be scalable? Probably. I think that like if it comes to the actual UI menus, I think at some point we're gonna limit that. We might have specific Windows Explorer. Let's see. I think by the time I figure this out, it's gonna be Steam's over. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm such not a PC person. I'm like, how do you open Windows Explorer? Where is my thing? There we go. Watch as a Mac person attempts to use a PC. It's hilarious. Oh, is this? No, that's not it. Let's see. We're making it. We're making it, Bam. We're doing it. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we're doing it. Steam, common. We're going the back route. Steam apps? No. Wait. Yes. 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 We made it. We made it. Let's see. Back of the tools and the unclean. It's what I've always been designing on. I don't know. It's one of those things that you get so used to it. I used to design on both Macs and PC, but then someone stole my PC computer, so I just switched over to a Mac and kind of just got used to it. Right now, when I design, I actually have a Mac and a PC next to each other, and then L19. And then I have a Mac and a PC next to each other, and I use a single keyboard with this program that allows me to use a Mac keyboard for both of them. So, yeah, I'm a dirty Mac user. Cool. Kingdom of Silver. What is this? Find out. Let's see. You have 2 races such as forest people and the children of desert. Will there be any others? Yes. You guys are gonna have to help me with the name. It's like the Northern Alliance, right? Is that what it is? There is a third that is a Northern Alliance, and I think that I don't know if there'll be other ones, but the Northern Alliance art looked really cool when I saw it when I first joined, and I think that it's really, really cool. So they're kind of like all bundled up. They have like epic beards and yeah. Whoa! Whoa, this is really cool. Look at that little... I played Frostbeast, but I never got like super far. Whoa, look at that hat! This guy's got an awesome hat. Oh, that's something else. I know one of our guys is working on a follow cam for Hearthlings and potentially other things. So, like, that's super exciting because I'm one of those people in The Sims and things like that who likes to, like, click on and just, like, follow cam everywhere, so I don't have to mess around with that. Yeah, is your process saved? It's really cute. It's super cute. And we're getting attacked. Oh, no. Are these guys going to fight? No, they're not. Run, friends. That's a lot of goblins. Holy crap. It's a lot of dudes. They're rolling deep today. This is a really, really cute save. There's a lot of food. Wow. No, Campton! This is going so poorly right now. The walls, they do nothing. They don't do anything. Yeah, Northern Alliance, thanks, guys. It's time for the punishment. Yes, fight back, my fellow people. We lost someone, though. Let's see. Rip Campton Wester. That's amazing. I love that it says RIP on the tombstone. It's brilliant. Do we have a healer in here? Oh yeah, we do. Good. There are 2 combat parties, send them both. Where is, get this. Make sure they're over here. Thanks. Thanks for the tip. I was using a bad tester. It wasn't complete. That's okay. It still looks really, really cool. All my guys are in here wearing little hats. What about the in-game menu do you not like? Which menu, specifically? I'm panicking. Oh, yeah. Well, at least no one else has died. Wait. Is this a goblin healer? What? I've never seen one of these before. I feel like we need to kill them first. Hold on. Revenge must happen. Kill the healers. Kill all the healers. Get him. We need hats on hats. The main game one? So, sorry, like, when I think about, when I think contextually about menus, it represents everything inside of the game. So basically everything I'm looking at right now. If you mean like specifically all the stuff down the bottom or like any of the individual menus, it's hard for me to think about them as like not individual pieces. If that's helpful. Like if you mean like just the default Chrome, the default UI here, then I can give you a response to that if that's what you're talking about. I spend too much time in menus and thinking about screens. It's tough. Did we do it? Are they gone? Yes. I feel we must memorialize Campton Wester. May you always have pollos for dinner in your new life and the beyond. It would be cool if we have save slots at the main screen to switch between towns. Yeah, I agree with that. That would be cool. What about the settings options in the pause menu? Like, how do I feel about it? I think there's a lot left to be desired. I think there's a lot we can do there. I think that it's kind of baseline right now, and it doesn't do a good job of explaining exactly what you would need or why you'd need a lot of those things. So not terribly happy with it, but it does its job for right now, pretty much. Let's see. What components of the current UI most need to love in your opinion? So definitely the building editor for sure. Like it just is it's in a sorry state right now. But I also think the default UI and a lot of the menus are like huge. And that was one of the other things that I didn't mention when we were looking at the the citizens menu and the, well, not citizens menu, the change job screen. The change job screen is actually, let's just take a look at it in here. If anyone has seen it, you know that it's massive and it takes up most of the screen. If you're looking at it, you can't actually see what's going on behind it. Well, in the change, it's actually going to be about this size. So just a little bit larger than this center area. So you'll actually be able to see the things that are behind it, which in my opinion is super important, because if you can't see what's going on in the game, like, and the menu is actively blocking you from playing the game, then that's just a bad menu. So that's probably the number one thing that needs to be fixed right now, with a lot of the menus, is like, I can't see what's going on behind in the game, and that's not a good thing. So reducing size on a lot of these is pretty important. We built the treetop inn. I did see the treetop inn. It's really cool. I like a lot of the mods and things that people come up with. A lot of the like creative elements. Let's open this. Whoa. There's so many little beds. This would never fly with the new happiness system. They'd be like, oh, I'm so cramped. My townspeople have ascended into eating pollo pot pie and omelets for every meal, and they're still not happy. That's a hard to please town. I don't know if that's an issue, like a bug or not, but we'll definitely have to look into it, because they should feel happy, just from being like fed well. Although Hearthlings like are kind of always in the content state, or always trying to get back to the content state. So if you do get some like happiness, it is kind of one of those states that you can kind of celebrate, but it probably won't stay there forever. It's not like a static state that you stay in always. Can we build outposts and allocate Hearthlings to the outposts so they can collect resources and then transport them in one batch instead of walking half around the map? So I think that's a great suggestion. I think that having places where you can kind of have Hearthlings have a home base and not necessarily try to like always be going back to the main spot is a great way to do it. I think that's something that we're kind of looking at when we're looking at the like long term of the game. As far as like maybe potentially having real outposts or, you know, expeditions and things like that, but nothing concrete right now and nothing that would be implementable in the near future. So, what's my favorite thing about the current UI? Oh, that's tough. I love the buffs, I think. The buff icons are super cute. These probably what we were talking about earlier, which is the on the change job screen when you change someone's job and you hit that stamp and the sound that it makes. That's probably my favorite. Probably my favorite. I hope we do more stuff like that. That would be great. So couldn't the menus have a bit of transparency of some kind? Yeah. I'm always a little bit hesitant about transparency because it makes readability really tough in a lot of areas, and like you can't really plan for it as well. You kind of have to be very, very particular about your text when you overlay it on top of like transparent menus, because you lose readability. And I'm more concerned about readability than like the way it looks. But that doesn't mean we couldn't do some kind of transparency or a little bit. It's not something that I shoot for naturally. Are you guys open to the idea of being able to build a housing blueprint block by block? Yeah, I mean, block by block building is something that I know is super important to the team as far as the creativity. Or, well, our guys are starving. Sorry, sideline, poros are starving. Pollos are starving. So I think just making it easier to block by block build will be good overall. And allowing blueprints, I think, are some tools for you to plan out what you're building is a great idea. Had a weird issue with designing a building, click the undo button and erase the whole building. No bug report. That is really weird. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. If you can get a reproduction of that, maybe. I'll ask Anna about it and see if it's something that we can find. Group of friends. Yeah. I erased a fair amount too before that, then it just killed everything. Ugh. That sounds terrible. Yeah, I think, was he the shepherd? Wait, let's find out. Let's find out. Oh, saving. No, the shepherd is still alive. He is currently feeding animals. So I guess that's what he's doing right now is he's feeding them. I think. Where'd he go? Okay. I think he's feeding the animals. Yes, he's feeding the animals. Okay, good. Well, they're not going to be starving. Yeah. If you're able to, I don't know if the save would help for their testing of that. I think it's probably one of those things that's really tricky, but I'll definitely bring it up to them and make sure that they know about the whole building getting deleted because that's rough, especially if you've been working on something for a really long time. Oof, that's really shitty. Sorry, excuse the language. Click the name. Yeah. I was trying to do that, but oh yeah, click on the name. Yeah, I'll be happy when we have a follow game because I'll just click follow game. I always select the hungry ones to be killed for food to teach them a lesson. Oh, that's so sad. That's terrible. I always have a problem with like killing the poor little animals. Poor animals. All right, well, I think we're wrapping up here on time. Thanks for bearing with me on like the dead zone in the middle where I was trying to figure out how to play the game on this computer. But yeah, I hope that it was really informational for you guys, and I'll probably doing another one at some point, hopefully with all the other stuff implemented. And at that point, I'll be able to kind of show you guys like the longer, deeper dive I'm doing on the full UI. Baked goods. Oh, yes. Or definitely some figgy pudding. Getting one of those and one of these. Anyways, I love food, so my attention's like hi oh. So, anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope that you guys really love the new menus as much as I will love giving them to you because I know it solves a lot of the problems that you guys have been talking about on the forums. Please continue to keep mentioning things on the forums if you're having problems, if you've noticed issues in the game, if you just have general like I love this, I hate that, I wish I had this, like please go to the forums, post. I love hearing about it. I lurk more oftentimes than I post back or respond. So like please just leave your comments, leave your feedback. I am like always there listening. So I super appreciate it. It is a great community and I like really love talking to you guys. So cool. I think that's it. I'll just wrap it up and say have a great night and we'll see you guys later.